So, what is the toughest thing about trading and trying to do so, using it to make an actual living? Okay, I do this 5 days a week. This is how I make my income, and there are some ups and downs when it comes to this actual business. Okay, it's not like going to and working for, an employer, having a part time or full time job somewhere, one where you're clocking in or you're getting paid a salary. It's a little different, okay, because we're taking hard-earned money that we probably saved up for a period of years, months, depending on how much you're looking to put away and start to get into the business of trading futures with. But we're using our hard-earned money to try to make a living for ourselves by investing into the markets. If you're trading the futures, okay, it could be some means of commodities or an equity market like the Nasdaq, or one of the currency markets. It doesn't matter when it comes to the actual futures. You have to pick out pick out which type of market you actually want to trade. So, and you don't need a lot of them, to be honest with you. You don't need several markets to trade with. You can use maybe just two pairs, one or even one. Just kind of get real good at doing that. The downside of actually doing this, to be honest with you, is that the markets can take a mental toll on you because it's always doing something different, all right? And if you do not know how to trade the correct way, then you're going to be up 1 minute and down the next minute. So you could be making money and then losing money, and then you kind of just keep scratching the surface trying to figure out what is it that I'm actually doing wrong. I tell people to have a solid trading plan, and the reason for doing so is because you want to trade the same strategy each and every day. The strategy is not going to change. The market will change, and that's where you, as a trader, have to be, evolve with the market. The market's not going to do the same thing each and every day. Now, when it comes to structure, if we're bullish to the upside, you should be able to identify a reversal when it's coming back to the downside or coming down from the downside back to the upside. Those are telltale signs that the market is trying to reverse and move the opposite direction. But for all those that are getting into this business and want to try to do this full time, I'll say right now, stop. Do not just jump cold turkey into this and stop whatever job you have, quitting your job straight out. Give yourself a period of time to prove consistency that you can actually make money. And then if you want to transition full time, some people, it may take them 6 months. Some people, it may take them a year or longer. Some people may just stick at their job that they have full time and just want a part-time trade. Because a lot of people, they don't 100% trust things until they have experience in doing so, and that they can prove, to themselves that they can actually make a living doing so. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. I highly recommend, going that route when trying to, get into this business. It is tough, all right, but it gets easier down the road the better that you get. It's like, having a craft or a skill set. The better that you get at doing it, the more comfortable you are going to be able to do it. And then at some point, you're going to know it like second nature to you. I sit here and look at these charts, and I'm able to, to me, yeah, most people, it'll seem like a bunch of just zigzag lines up and down. But to me, it represents something. So I can see buying power or selling power within the markets. I can study the flow of, the orders of order flow, looking at my charts, okay, specifically, all right, just understanding structure and what's going on when the big players are stepping into the market and stepping out of the market. So this business is it's more mental, okay, from a psychological standpoint, because there are so many things that you're going to be struggling with upstairs that you have no idea until you start to test the waters. Because some people will step into the arena to where they start to have fear, and they don't get into a trade. They don't trust themselves enough to get into a trade, and then they quickly, they miss opportunities, or they quickly get out of a trade and not allowing, with pure long conviction, for the trade to actually work out. Not every trade is going to work out, but that's when we bring in, the whole concept of risk management, okay? Knowing how to trade correctly, meaning knowing how much to actually leverage in the market, knowing where you want to take profit at, and knowing where you want your stop to be at. We're in this business to make money, whether you're doing it from a part-time or full-time standpoint. I do this 5 days a week. Again, this is how I make my income. This is how I make a living. You can do the same, but you don't have to do it and mirror the same approach as someone else. devise a plan for yourself and stick to that regimen. If you only want to trade Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Fridays, then do that. If you only want to trade 3 days a week, then do that. Some people just trade 2 days a week and are able to make enough money to live even full time or even from a part-time standpoint. Okay. Either way that you actually want to tackle or move about is fine. But the darker sides of this business is really one thing that really has helped me is that it really will show you, do you have what it really takes? These markets will test you to levels that you never knew existed within yourself. Okay. A lot of people may feel like they don't have any type of psychological issues. Not saying like you have an actual full-on mental health problem. I'm just sitting here saying that there are psychological levels to which the markets will test you, levels at which you've never been tested before. Okay. All right. Do you have greed? Maybe you never felt like you had greed before, but then you have, this thing to where you're chasing money. All right. And then the market's going to really tap you on the hand real hard or smack you on the hand real hard or possibly even knock you out, because you drop, let's say you have $10,000 and you worked hard for 10 grand and then you go put it into your account. All right. And you're ready to trade live and you don't really know what you're doing, but you think because you have the $10,000 that you can flip that and make a quick $5,000 or turn that and make a quick $2,500. If you do not know what you're doing, you will blow that $10,000 within a week's time. I've seen it time and time again. And you may have taken you a whole year, okay, to put that money away comfortably to be able to get into the markets and tackle and try to make some money. And then your 10 grand's gone. It's going to make you feel a certain type of way. So that's why I tell people to approach this thing with baby steps, especially when you're a beginner, and start off with the micros, okay? Because you're not risking as much. You're not making a lot, but you're not risking as much. It's better to grow a small account over time than try to go in full gusto and thinking that you're going to flip a $10,000 account and to make $5,000 overnight, okay, or within 1 week. Can you do it? Yeah, you can do it. But then again, you're over leveraging your account just as well. So there are a lot of things that you're going to figure out and that you need to know when it comes to trading. But the first and foremost thing is you need to work out what's on the inside of you. And you will not know that full on until you really start tackling these markets. Okay. You'll start to see if you have a problem with greed. Okay. All right. If you have a fear problem, if you have a problem of feeling like you just have to be in a trade all the time. All right. Let's say you get into the market and then you sit here and you lose a trade and then you win the next trade. You're just flipping back and forth trying to make up the difference of what you lost by taking another trade. You lose again. So that's what binge trading is, continuously chasing the markets. I tell people all the time, the number one biggest mistake most people make is chasing. Do not ever chase the markets, all right? Or feel like you always have to be in a trade. The best or the most successful people that make it in this business know when to call it quits, whether they had a loss or they win. You stop while you're ahead because you're going to be able to save your capital to be able to do it again tomorrow. Why blow your account in 1 day's time and not even give yourself a week to be able to trade, okay? Because you're just constantly in and out of the market. Again, these markets will test you to some level. I promise you that, all right? So those are the dark pieces, the dark sides, the dark truths in which you really need to quickly identify, okay? Or you're going to find yourself, digging yourself into a rabbit hole that you're never going to be able to trying to climb out of, at least pick your head back above or out of that hole again. It's going to be tough. Trust me when I say that. A lot of people put money into the market, they blow a nice size amount, and then they're done with it. Why not take the right approach and learn the right way, taking steps that will help you develop and hone in to a skill set that you really want to do for longevity, okay? If you're really looking to become or a passionate person or passionate about trading, then give yourself the flexibility to, test yourself, okay? Meaning, let me see what the markets are all about, all right? Let me get in here and do simulation or demo trading as a beginner trader. Let me learn the concepts first and foremost so I can prepare myself when I'm ready to get or hit these charts. Then when you get into that demo or simulation period, then you can say, okay, I'm consistently able to make money and profitability, even in demo and simulation. When you can do that, you'll really slowly start to see that if I can do this now, I can do it with my own money. Now, there's a different factor because a lot of people don't really, the true test is really when you actually put that money into the account and then you're going green, okay? Meaning you're ready to start trading live with your own funds. trading with even a prop firm, okay? Yeah, you have money that you invested in probably trying to pass a challenge or quickly get funded with some of these go fast funded accounts where you don't even have to pass a challenge. The thing about that, you're not spending a lot of money to even buy those challenges or buy that account. You're not doing that. But when you are putting hard-earned money on the line, okay, money that you put away for savings that you can say to yourself, I could have used that money to do something else with, and then you lose it, it's going to make you feel a certain type of way. Trust me when I say that, all right? So if you really want to do this, to make a living from it, either part-time or full-time, really kind of hone in on yourself and test the waters before jumping headfirst into that deep water. Trust me when I say that. But that's all I really want to share with you guys. That's just want to kind of lay that out there. Tell people that this is very possible. I do it day in and day out. I make money from it. But the thing about it is that I have my limitations as far as how much I'm looking to trade with, how long I want to spend in the actual markets, and basically just how many contracts I'm looking to trade put on. I don't need to be putting tens of contracts on, 10, 20, 30 contracts on. I mean, that does come in time. And that's something, that each year you should have a goal for yourself to work up and say, okay, last year I was trading one contract. This year I'm going to trade 2 contracts. But that comes with the growth of capital in your account. Then at some point you may get to the point to where you're wanting to trade, 5 contracts, 10 contracts or more. But it all boils down to how much capital you have. So you really need to understand because you should be, doing the math and saying that I'm only wanting to risk X amount each time I get into a trade. Okay, my profit, I want to have a goal of making 5% and risking 3%. Okay, and each time, and all you're doing is compounding that account, and it grows fairly quick when you do so, even trading the micro market. So if you're not doing that and you don't have a calculation based program or not say schedule, but a program to where you're actually every single day you get to the market, you're looking to capitalize and make say 5%, and you only want to risk 3%, okay? And if you take a loss, be done for the day. You can live again to do it tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to say. Over time, in 30 days, you should be able to see from week to week that account size growing, all right? So I just wanted to spend some time talking about, some of the darker sides to actually trading that will really cause anyone who's really wanting to get into this business to kind of either, put you out of the business real quick. All right, you'll shy away from it. You go, just have the hots for it 1 minute, and then you go cold turkey. To where you don't want to even touch it again. But don't let it beat you down. Okay, it's not one of those things to where you're going to have, let's say, you're expecting a consistent paycheck every single week or every single month. It's going to vary in these markets because the markets are doing something different every single day. But just have the right mindset to know, and then hone in on the craft and what you love to do. Like me, I love to trade. I love for these markets to be doing something each and every day. It tests me as a trader. All right. If it did the same thing each and every day, everybody would be rich. And this is the reason why not everybody in the world is rich. Okay. All right. You just have to find out what your niche is and get into it and tap into it and hold that true. And then just grow upon there. But it takes time to understand, to be able to have growth and development, to be able to grow something into something that you love and you want to carry through with it for the rest of your life. So anyways, I'm going to stop here. I appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching the video. But this is just, kind of heart to heart, let you know some of the I always talk about like the positives in trading, but this is more so some of the negative points I want to highlight and let you know that that trading can be tough, but I also like to say it can be easy just as well. It's what you make of it. I put it like that. Okay. All right. You have to have a plan in place. All right. You just don't jump into this and you're expected to make profits or make money overnight. That is not how this business works. Anybody that's built a business and grown that business, that the time you put into seeing it, prosper, to see it actually grow. The same thing. It's just that the fact is the business in which we're constructing here is more so inside of us, okay? Yeah, because we have to be able to master these markets and be able to trade against a bigger force. And that bigger force is the institutions, the market makers. We want to trade with them and not against them. So we have to be able to understand what they're trying to do to be able to grab their coattails, get on the bandwagon with them, and trade along with them versus against them. We're not sitting here trying to outbeat competitors, we're sitting here trying to trade with the big boys, if that makes sense, okay? But I appreciate everyone tuning in. Thanks for doing so. If you're not a current subscriber, please take the time to click on that sub button down below. Make sure to turn your post notifications on so you do not miss any of the uploads. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I've devised a strategy and it works very good if you know how to trade it correctly. If you watch the video content, you should be able to educate yourself. That's the reason why I make so much video content, because I want to see people become inspired, for one, and two, truly become successful. Now, if you want to grab or understand more in depth the strategy where I break down tons of trades, you can become an elite member. You know, it's only $6, $6.99 a month. That's all it is. You can become an elite member and gain access to the trade breakdowns, which is a whole lot of video content there to walk you through setup after setup after setup as if you're sitting next to me, so that you can grasp the strategy as a whole. So that you understand where to put your stop loss, so you understand where to put your profit target, so that you understand how to read market structure, because I break it down when I talk about these setups prior to or I'll walk you through the setups, okay? Also, you get the video playlist and a great video that I covered on market structure. The link is down in the description portion of the video, just as well as the Discord, which is free to join. So if you want to, it's down there. Outside of that, I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time. If you do me the biggest favor right now, click on that thumbs up button, that like button, if you found value in today's content. Again, this was me to you, heart to heart, to let you know some of the realer points, or, you know, just tougher areas about trading, you know, that will help you down the road. If you hear about them and you know about them and you're able to correct them early on in, then, you know, it will help you put you ahead of the game at a faster pace, if you understand what I'm saying. So take care. I'll see everyone in the next one. Goodbye.